play, tell them to stay, tell them to play that sweet low melody. Do it for me, I want to be just low down, low down. Don't tell me to slow down. I'm saying when they start playing that red hot rhythm, you'll find me with them. New tunes, blue tunes, just give me a few tunes. Two jazz tunes, if someone has to be pepper in it, then I'll begin it. I love all the din that put the sin in syncopation. I do now and then get up again for any new sensation. Bach and Chopin can't give me what jazz can. No new kick, I like my music all down. Begin for any new sensation. Bach and Chopin can't give me what jazz can. No new kick, I like my music low, but I love my music low down. Good evening, everybody. Alex Hassan is at the keyboard. I am Doug Bowles, and we are 2 of 3 for a song, socially distancing and concertizing for you on this lovely evening. And we look forward to the next hour with you and to the little Zoom talkback that will come afterwards. Just to catch you up on what we've been doing over the last few months, it's canceling, and canceling. So this is our chance to come back and be with you guys in your living rooms, and I hope you're all wearing your COVID pants. And that means pajamas, or maybe even no pants. Hey, we'll never know. We can't see you. Except for Karan. Shame on you, dear. So just to catch you up on how we're doing this, Alex and I are a good 8 or so feet apart, maybe 10. And I'm blowing all my wind in that direction. And so you don't have to worry about us. There's a big plastic sheet right up there that separates us from the camera operator and his assistant. And we have an air system that's been devised that's blowing directly through the room, and the air is being pulled out through that window with a fan that's been cleverly disguised by a Karistan rug. Classy, right? Yeah, only the best around. We'd also like to remind you that we're starving artists like everybody else, and you do have the opportunity to do a little virtual tipping throughout the evening. We promise to put that money to the best use possible, which is probably paying our cameraman and his assistant for putting this whole thing together. What in the world was that thing you just heard? Well, it's called Lowdown, and it was introduced in a movie called Madam Satan. And since you're all at home during COVID anyway, look it up and watch it. I guarantee you it will be your favorite movie of all time. Short summary of how that song is sung: Lillian Roth, one of my favorite singers of all time, is running around the room and ends up on the top of the piano singing that song. And who could do it better than a woman on top of a piano? Hello. And so her name is Trixie. A wealthy man finds a girlfriend, played by Lillian Roth. His wife tries to figure out how to save her marriage, so she goes to the woman who is the man's mistress and asks her how to get her husband back. So Trixie, Lillian Roth, instructs her and says, hey, you're boring, figure something out. So the wife defines herself as Madam Satan and seduces her husband back, and the whole thing ends with a big party on a blimp which catches fire, and they all parachute to Earth. Yeah, I can see your faces. And so that's that, 1930, Madam Satan. What do we have up for you next? Well, this is a song that's also from 1930. Is that right, Alex? 31. It was composed by Herman Hupfeld, and it became much more famous a little over a decade later in a little movie called Casablanca, sung by Dooley Wilson. And it seems very apropos for today's climate. Alex? This day and age we're living in gives cause for apprehension, with speed and new invention, and things like fourth dimension, yet we get a trifle weary of Mr. Einstein's theory. So we must get down to earth at times, relax, relieve the tension, no matter what the problems or what may yet be brewed. The simple facts of life are such, they cannot be removed. You must remember this, a kiss is still a kiss, a sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply as time goes by. And when two lovers woo, they still say, I love you. On that you can rely. No matter what the future brings as time goes by. Moonlight and love songs, never out of date. Hearts full of passion, jealousy, hate. Woman needs man, man must find a space that no one can deny. It's still the same old story, a fight for love and glory, a case of do or die. The world will always welcome lovers as time goes by. Some things never change. When two lovers move, they still say I love you. On that, oh, you can rely. No matter what the future brings, as time goes by. Moonlight and love songs, they're never out of date. Hearts full of passion, jealousy, hate. Woman needs man, and man must have his mate that no one can deny. It's still the same old story, a fight for love and glory, a case of do or die. The world will always welcome lovers as time goes by. Thank you. Most of you probably know who it is that's sitting at this 88s over here. It's Mr. Alex Hassan, one of the world's foremost authorities on the music between the 20s and 30s, between the wars era. And not only is he an authority on the music, he's a master at the keyboard. So throughout the evening, he's going to be sharing some solos with you. So here comes Alex Hassan.
I was a legend in my own mind until Doug's introduction. Thank you, Doug. Well, you might all have gotten used to me as the soloist in four previous concerts. How's about a little variety tonight? And I couldn't have hoped for a bit of partner in variety here. This is one of the really great voices in the universe for this kind of music. Anyway, let me play you some my typical oddball stuff. This is, usually you're going to hear medleys. Yes, you'll hear medleys tonight, but just a little bit of a variety, very short piece right now by the remarkable, prolific, wonderful Hollywood film composer Max Steiner. 1933, there was a folio published by Sam Fox Music in New York. And, or was it New York at the time? It was Cleveland. Forgive me, it was in Cleveland. And it was called the Folio of Max Steiner Compositions. Now, when I do a medley of Max Steiner just a little bit later tonight, you'll hear some rather familiar things. Right now, this is going to be new to even the most devoted Steiner advocates. And let me play for you what is a scene, presumably in a Fox movie tone movie from 1933 sometime. And the scene is called A Hangover. I've had 3 glasses of Merlot prior to this, and
help.
Appropriate
Somebody
music.
Help. Somebody help. Oh my goodness. Well, that was lovely.
Well, you know, I should have played it like this.
I think you need a little in the middle of every phrase.
Well, you know, I could have done that. I didn't think of it.
You could have. Well, now you know how to do it the next time.
Onward.
Onward indeed. So this is a little song that I sometimes sing with ukulele, but my ukulele went on strike tonight and stayed home. When I was a little kid, I used to have this great relationship with my grandmama, and she used to take me out into the wilds of the Virginia forests and show me cathedrals, as she called them, made of leaves, and places where she could commune with the squirrels and the birds. Yeah, I think my grandmother might have been Snow White. Shh, don't tell anybody. Walking down country lanes. So I developed a real affection for being out in the world of the country and the breeze, and so I feel a kinship to this little song. And Alex, take it away. I'm just breezing along with the breeze, trailing the rails, roaming the sea. Like the birdies that sing in the tree, it's pleasing to live. I'm living to please. You know, the sky is the only roof I have over my head. And when I'm weary, Mother Nature makes me a bed. I'm just going along as I please, breezing along with the breeze. You know what? I've been a rover since I was a little child. No one to love or care for me. Oh, they're all crying at home, isn't it sad? I knocked around all over, kinda grew up wild. My home's wherever I may be. my soprano years. Thank you so much. The music of this period to me just brings me such joy, you know. That nothing changes, as we said, and as time goes by. There's any period of music you want to look at, you can find a song to say pretty much anything a human being has ever felt. Every generation writes from its own style, but human emotions, they're pretty much the same. So I just happened to fall in love with this music. Alex happened to fall in love with this music, and it's kind of where our heart beats. So a song like that, how can you sing that and not feel better? Woo! And boy, do we need to feel better these days. Yes, indeed. So this little song was introduced by a little nobody named Bing Crosby. You may have heard of him. Some of my students, if you're on, you may not have heard of him, but if you've ever heard White Christmas, that's Bing Crosby. And I'd like to dedicate this song to a wonderful friend of ours, Cheryl, who is probably online tonight watching from Philadelphia. Hey, Cheryl, if you're out there, this is for you. And it's by two of her favorite composers. And it's all about the mystery of falling in love. Something very strange and mystic happened to me. Ooh. Something realistic, yet as weird as can be. Ooh. Something that I feared is now somehow endeared to me. What a funny feeling, and yet so true. Tell me, did a thing like this ever happen to you? Did you ever see a dream walking? Well, I did. Did you ever see a dream talking? Well, I did. Did you ever have a dream thrill you with, will you be mine? Oh, it's so grand, and it's too divine. Did you ever see a dream dancing? Well, I did. Did you ever see a dream romancing? Well, I did. Did you ever find heaven right in your arms, saying, I love you, I do? Well, the dream that was walking and the dream that was talking and the heaven in my arms was you. Did you ever see a dream dancing? Well, I did. Did you ever see a dream romancing? Well, I did. Did you ever find heaven right in your arms, saying, I love you, I do? Well, the dream that was walking and the dream that was talking, the dream that was dancing and the dream that was romancing, and the heaven in my arms was you. Love you, Cheryl. Thank you. This audience of two is wearing out their wings, those little birds. Bless them. I know you're clapping on the other side of the camera. I just know you are. Alex, what are you doing next?
What am I doing, Ali? Well, you can take a nap now. No
Oh,
problem.
okay. I'll take my my new singer's mask.
Yeah, it's not quite Gustav Mahler length, but it's an Alex medley coming up. And I have a Max Steiner medley now. I started out with that rather odd, it's called Foxtrot Eccentrique, called A Hangover. And now you will hear a mixture of pop songs from movies and actual film scoring to four melodies, four titled melodies in this medley. And it'll start out with the remarkable sort of credit music and then a march from King Kong, which was really the score that put Steiner on the map. And it continues with something from Now Voyager, a very, very familiar tune to at least a few of us who are into this stuff. Incredible romanticism. It continues with the original 1937 Star is Born, not Judy Garland, but Janet Gaynor. And Max Steiner wrote an absolutely gorgeous romantic song for that movie. And the medley ends with something that I will not have to tell you what's the title.
Mr. Hassan, I'm not worthy.
Oh,
Would you
no.
sign my elbow, please?
Well, later.
Yeah, later, yeah. Oh my God, singing with that behind you, my gosh. It's such a gift and a little intimidating, but I somehow get by. That was beautiful, Alex.
Hey, yo, hey, yo.
I think you might have used all of your fingers and one of your feet. Might have. I know you're laughing. It's just that you're very quiet in that tiny little camera. You're all crammed in there. I hope you like each other. So, this next number, well, before I introduce it, I should tell you a little bit. First of all, I am the only idiot in the world who decides to wear an 85-year-old 100% wool tail ensemble on one of the hottest nights in Washington, D.C. in August. But here I am. I can just hear my friend Marty Lamar saying, "Powder your face, man." I teach at Howard University very proudly in the musical theater program there. I've been there, I think I'm going into my 10th year, maybe 11th. And I hope some of you are listening tonight. Area Coordinator Marty Austin Lamar, perhaps Brittany Chanel Johnson is on there, or Ricky Ramon, or who knows who else might be on there. Love you guys and love teaching with you. It's one of the great honors of my life to be an educator in musical theater or any other topic for that matter. But I've also been really blessed to have a lot of students. I hope some of you signed on tonight. Some of them have really gone on to sail, to really fly. And it's, when I went into it, I didn't know I would feel this way, but it's such a gratitudinous, is that a word? Feeling? A feeling of gratitude to see people that you work with really fly, follow their dreams, and get there. So it's very, very rewarding. So I suggest if you have a young person who's interested in musical theater, here's a little plug, send them to Howard University's musical theater program. I also teach at Catholic University a few hours a week, and you can send them there too. So anyway, my little shameless plug. The next number that we're doing, Alex and I, let me make sure I'm telling you about the right number. Yes, I am. Alex and I, this summer I've been watching the show Hoarders. And Alex and I are both sort of OCD types who tend to collect. He's much more organized than I am. But Hoarders has been really exciting me. Marie Kondo, get all of this stuff out and save only that which is the best. So in that spirit one day, Alex and I were sort of digging around in some piles of music several years ago. And we dug into a pile that we had kind of written off. And in that pile of music, we found this number. They say that there was a triumvirate of stride pianists, James P. Johnson, Willie the Lion Smith, and Thomas Fats Waller. This piece is by James P. Johnson and Willie the Lion Smith, and we found it there in that pile. It's called How Could You Put Me Down, and it's become a favorite one of ours to perform. We hope you enjoy it, darlings. Sit back and relax.
Just like a rhapsody. That's how I thought it would always be. But now it's only the blues for me. How could you put me down? I thought that you'd make my life complete. And I depended on you, my sweet. But now I'm only an afterbeat. How could you put me down? I gave up all the friends I ever knew, 'cause you're the one that I adore. I concentrated all my love on you, but little did I know my reward. Oh Lord, your love and kisses made me believe that every night would be New Year's Eve. And then you brushed me right off your sleeve. How could you put me down? Little did I dream you'd hurt me. Little did I dream we'd part. How could you desert me? Tell
little birds are clapping very nicely. Thank you, little birds. Actually, I should probably do this voice tonight because I look a little more like a vampire, don't I? Well, this next number engages a little comedy. Years ago, I auditioned when I was younger and I was really pursuing musical theater. I auditioned with a romantic ballad. And after I finished, the director looked at me and he said, that's a very beautiful voice. It's very romantic. Now, that was a romantic song, but you have the face and body of a comic. Do you think you could sing more like you look? And I now concertize with Alex Hassan. But this number, I think, would fit with that director's edict. At least, I hope it would.
They'll never forget this. Don't worry.
What makes something in me sing? Oh, I've gotta have my fling. Let me see. Ruff! It's the animal in me. What makes something in me roar? Howl and growl and kiss me more. Let me think about it for a second. It's the animal in me. Your caress possesses the kick off the kangaroo. If music soothes the savage breast, think of what a little bit of a love can do. Like a Papa Bear loves Mama Bear, he would never leave her flat. I love you like that. It's the animal in me. My heart beats with the tom-tom beat, moving to the rhythm of the savage jungle heat. My emotions shout out, oh, they've got to be free. I need love to keep alive. Without it, I cannot survive. Oh, what makes something in me sing? Oh, I've got to have my fling. Let me see, what is it? It's the animal in me. What makes something in me roar? Howl, growl, and kiss me more. What could it be? It's the animal in me. Your caress possesses the kick of a kangaroo. If our music soothes the savage breast, think of what a little bit of love can do. If Mickey Mouse loved Minnie Mouse, he would never leave her flat. I love you like that. It's the animal in me. It's the animal in me. It's the animal in me.
Okay, time for another one of the Gustav Mahler length medleys, and Doug can regrow all of his true vocal cords that have just been made into the animal kingdom. We'll get back to Richard Strauss very soon. All right. Anyway, another medley now. This is of a wonderful American songwriter named Harry Woods, and you will all recognize the very first tune in this. So I won't even name it. And if you really need me to name the rest of them, let's talk later. All right, let me get right into it. The Fantasy on Harry Woods.
Oh, Mr. Hassan, would you like to perform together sometime?
I'm getting too old for this.
Well, you look pretty good for 79.
Oh, okay. Very good.
I know. The plastic surgeon is great.
Eh?
Yeah, but the audiologist needs a little wait.
Mamma mia.
My God. Come on now, everybody. I know. Applaud again out there in that quiet little world of the camera. You're all freaking me out. I'm used to large groups of people, and there's this little thing staring at me.
Would the two of you please come? Oh no, social
Yikes.
distancing. Oh.
I know you're out there though, and I love you all. For a note of seriousness, my darlings, I do implore you. I implore you. I have not had a thing to drink. I implore you to support artists. If the average American is only 2 paychecks away from ruin, imagine what the average American artist is doing these days. Now, we both got money coming in from our jobs and all of that good stuff. But we have had to cancel jobs in New York, Delaware, Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland, somewhere else out in Maryland.
The International Space Station.
DC and the International Space Station, where we were going to have to perform outside the space station, and that's for our next show. So I highly implore you to do whatever you can to reach out, because what is it we're all doing right now? We're doing it right now! We're sitting in front of our computers, and we're being entertained by artists, right? Art inspires us, right? It gives us a catharsis. It gives us a place to relax, to be informed, to be cajoled out of complacency. How do you like those words? That's college professor talk, right? So I implore you, do whatever you can to reach out and help artists these days. And with that in mind, please keep in mind that you can tip us on the virtual tip jar. My therapist is very expensive. So we're coming into the end. And the crowd goes wild. I hear you applauding, darlings. I really, really do. We're coming into the end of this program, and we have just a couple of songs before we leave. These 2 songs are about dreaming. And the first one is about dreaming that you can have someone that has made it clear that you cannot have. And the other one is dreaming about what could happen if life was just a little more beautiful. And we've seen them together. And we hope you enjoy them.
As we eye the blue horizons bend, earth and sky appear to meet and end. But it's merely an illusion. Like your heart and mine, there is no sweet conclusion. I can see, no matter how near you'll be, you'll never belong to me. But I can dream, can't I? Can't I pretend that I'm locked in the bend of your embrace? For dreams are just like wine, and I am drunk with mine. I'm aware my heart is a sad affair. There's much disillusion there. But I can dream, can't I? Can't I adore you? Although we are oceans apart, I can't make you open your heart, but I can dream, can't I? There's much disillusion there, but I can dream, can't I? Can't I adore you, although we are oceans apart? I can't make you open your heart, but I can dream, can't I? When all the world is a hopeless jumble and the raindrops tumble all around, heaven opens a magic way. When all the clouds darken out the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found, leading from your window pane to a place behind the sun, just a step beyond the rain. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I've heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up when the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops way above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over that rainbow. Why then, oh why can't if happy little bluebirds fly beyond that rainbow, why, oh why can't Wow, that's one that seems terribly current these days. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate your being with us tonight, or how much we appreciate Jackie Anderson and Bill Ewing making this space available and working so hard to make it as safe as humanly possible for us to be here, to be able to share these times with you. We do what we do because we love it, and we share it with you because we love you. And so this chance to be together, it's really meaningful. Pardon me? It's COVID land. Anything can happen. So before we go, thank you again. Please visit the virtual tip jar. And we hope that you'll join us afterwards for our Zoom artist talkback. But before we go, we're going to leave you with one more tune.
This was made popular or made famous during the Great Depression. And boy, was it a Great Depression! Ha! By Mr. Eddie Cantor, yes. And so here we go. It's all about making the best of each moment of each day of the rest of our lives. We love you. This is for you. We know that roses won't grow at our door unless we plant them there. We know the happiness that we're striving for is what we make it. Here's how we take it. What does it matter if skies are not blue? Hey, life doesn't promise a rose-colored view. Still, we go along like a lot of folks do, making the best of each day. What if our clothes have been worn quite a bit, somewhat old-fashioned in style? You'll admit, well, you fix it, sew it, and change it to fit, making the best of each day. Listen, I know there's a lot of things that we miss. Still, our hope is never gone. We know that a smile and kiss can help us carry on. So what if our dream boat somehow doesn't sail? Whether we're lucky or whether we fail, still we'll go along to the end of the trail, making the best of each day. These are difficult times, folks. We know it's true. But what do we have? We have music, we have laughter, and we have love. 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 It can be in person, it can be from afar. We have music, we have friends, we have life, we have breath in our bodies. So the way to get through this together is to get through it. Together. Take a deep breath, be safe, stay home, take care of each other, and we'll see you really soon. There's a lot of things that we miss still. Our hope is never gone. We know that a smile and kiss can help us carry on. What? Oh my goodness. What if our dream boat somehow doesn't sail? Whether we're lucky or whether we fail, still we'll go along till the end of the trail, making the best of each day. We love you guys. Thank you. Join us in just a